Hello and welcome to Pixel Street Podcast episode 155, John.
Yeah, it's 155.
I just
Wasn't it?
wanted that awkward silence.
All right.
If you didn't know, this is the podcast where a couple of nerds just talk about some fucking nerd shit for an hour.
We're all about that
Today,
nerd shit.
today we're going to be focusing pretty heavily on Back for Blood because we played it this weekend. Um,
Again, I'm so
yeah,
excited.
yeah. We'll talk about that. Amongst other things, some speculation on what might come from the Xbox Gamescom conference in 2 weeks here. Um, yeah, I mean, if you couldn't tell, clearly John loves Back for Blood. Like, look at his fucking background right now.
Look
It's
at all the
just,
videos I've put up on our channel.
yeah, all the articles he's written on gameper.com/John Hansen. I don't know if that's the actual URL. I'm just making that up.
I think it's Jay Hansen.
Oh, either
So
way,
you were close.
it's there. Um, Yeah. As always, follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street. There you can find our pinned tweet where you can join our Discord where we do PAL party nights sometimes. It's been a while, but soon we should get one together. There's a lot of
Yeah.
games coming out, so I mean like if you want people to play a game with, like if it's a new game, safe bet to go in there and just post something. Somebody's gonna be
Yeah.
playing it.
Yeah, for
Especially
sure.
like with like Battlefield coming out, I'm gonna be playing that a ton. Halo, come on now, you know I'm gonna be on that all the time. But yeah,
And if
it's
you want to
neither.
just play single player games and talk about it, there's some of those coming up as well. Like 12 Minutes, for example. That's a game I'm going to be talking a lot about and playing, as well as Psychonauts 2.
Psychonauts 2. I still gotta play Psychonauts 1. I should really get
You got a
around to
couple
that.
weeks.
I know, I know. But let's just get straight into our main topics, John. I have a feeling this is gonna be a shorter podcast this week because there's really not a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
it was really hard to come up with things to talk about,
I mean,
honestly.
to be fair, like there is some stuff related to the Blizzard stuff, but I feel like we've just it was our past 3 weeks of this podcast. We got to take a week off.
Also, it wasn't
It's not
it
major.
it wasn't major stuff.
It's just
No.
some stuff. All right, you let's start with that. Let's just talk about it. Some sponsors dropped out of the Overwatch League sponsorships.
Yep, some sponsors dropped out, also some shareholders demanded more accountability from Activision Blizzard. They want more changes, but outside of that, there wasn't much.
And
One
to
one
anybody
so
listening, feel free to comment below and let me know about how I completely just backtracked how I said we weren't going to talk about Blizzard, and now that's the
whatever.
first thing we're talking about.
Well, there was one more thing. Some woman backed down, and I think before she worked at Activision Blizzard, she was like, or no, she didn't back down. I think she deleted her Twitter. But before she worked with Activision Blizzard, she was in the White House. Um, I'm not
Like that
sure
was her
when
job? Like she worked in the White
she
House?
she she did something.
Like
Um,
under
with
Trump or like way in the past?
I believe under Trump. I could be
Huh.
wrong.
That's some shady antics going on there.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna say it. If you worked under Trump, I immediately assume you're a bad person. Unless you prove me
Yeah,
otherwise, I assume you're a bad person. And
yeah.
I don't care if this podcast ages poorly. I'm just gonna say
I'm pretty sure she was a
it.
person that was like coming out and saying that everything was a lie, it was all fake, and just deny.
Why would
Um,
thousands of employees make that up though? Or hundreds of
yeah,
employees? Now, I don't know if they're in the thousands, but yeah, that's wild.
yeah.
Either way, yeah, sponsorships. I mean, and the funny thing is before I even knew about this, I was wearing this hat. This Dallas, I'm wearing a Dallas Fuel hat um, for podcast listeners, but yeah, so I didn't know. Apparently, Jack in the Box here on the side is still a sponsor, so I don't know.
Are
Like,
they actually?
I don't know if they still are. This hat's like 2 years old.
Okay, gotcha.
Jack in the Box
Um, she
Overwatch League.
I just looked it up real quick. Her name is Frances Townsend, and she was in the George Bush administration.
Okay, so
It's been a while,
um,
but she's
fu-
not worth talking about. Let's focus on some other stuff.
fun fact: Jack in the Box was the first Overwatch League jersey sponsor, so that's exciting.
You're really in on this Jack in the Box thing. I've
Yo,
never
Jack in the
eaten there.
Box, not that
There's
bad.
none around here.
Yeah, I know there's none around here either. I've eaten there like maybe 5 times in my entire life, but
I've seen them in St. Louis, but that's the only place I've been to that they've been.
it's definitely a southern thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Let's
Overwatch
talk
is
Back for Blood.
Overwatch. Yo, Back for Blood. All right, so hear me out, John. What if I told you 3
Hmm.
years ago, right? What if I told
Yeah.
you 3 years ago, look, man, there's this game, it's going to be called not Left 4 Dead 3, all right? It's going to
Hmm.
be called Back for Blood with the number 4 though, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I
And
gotcha.
what if I told you this game was basically going to be Left 4 Dead 3 without the
Hmm.
name, all right? Hear me out. But here's the cherry on top. What if I also told you that Valve did not sue the publisher of this game?
Well, they can't.
But
So
it's so close to where like I could see there being a lawsuit here. You know what I mean?
no, I can't.
No,
There's
I'm just saying Valve is so fucking high level. I could see them taking this to court knowing they're going to lose just to make a point.
then they
Valve
would have to
has
take all of the other Left 4 Dead clones out, though. That's a
well,
lot.
okay, hold on.
There are a
No,
lot of them.
I understand that, but none of them have like a 4 in the middle of the name the way that Back for Blood does.
If
It,
you're that worried about it, they would have trademarked 4.
yeah, I don't know. But either way, the beta fucking amazing, man. It runs so
Yeah.
well. Um
Yes, it's
we're,
very good.
worth noting, John, you played on the Series X, correct?
Yep, I jumped a little on PC, but I mostly
Okay.
played on Series X.
Yeah, so I played mostly on PC and I played a few matches on Series X. The one downside about playing on the Series X I noticed is that you can't turn your field of view up, and that could be just that it's not like fully optimized for the Series X yet. I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like games are going more and more in that direction, at least first person shooters, in terms of allowing you to turn your field of view up on console, especially the Series X and S, just because they're more powerful than, last gen consoles. Um, but that's just me trying to be a pro gamer, 360 no scope, MLG pro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen some people on Reddit and stuff complain about the field of view thing. I've only like adjusted the field of view on Black Ops Cold War and Zombies, and it was something
MCC
different. But
probably.
nah, I haven't touched it there.
You know.
I've only touched it in Zombies, but I just don't. I don't really mess with my settings too much. I probably should do that more. But yeah, if people want it, I hope they add it in. They could add it in at some point.
Yeah,
But
like I'm saying, like
there's other things this game needs to do consider with the community, but field of view is one of them. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I feel like that is probably bottom of the totem pole at this point, right? Like we basically all we've had is a closed beta. We had an alpha as well. I want to talk about the leap that they made from the alpha to this closed beta because
Hmm.
I remember you pointed out to me when we were playing the closed beta this past weekend. You were like, "Hey, remember when you said during the alpha that you would buy this game if it came out now?" And
Hmm.
like they took such a large step forward in terms of like graphically enhancing the game better. Like we were talking about the crows, like in the alpha. If you go and watch like our let's play from the
They
alpha,
look like paper crows in
yeah,
the alpha.
and we comment on it when we were playing it too about how bad they looked. And in this closed beta, they dramatically fixed the way they look.
They
Um,
look like actual birds.
yeah, so they made it look better as a whole, like not just with the crows. I think that everything in the game itself looks better than it did in the alpha. They also made it feel very, very smooth. Um, like
Yeah,
we didn't really
I
have.
think it always felt smooth. I don't know if
Well,
I
yeah,
didn't
that,
notice
but
anything.
I'm talking like networking and stuff, like playing PvP. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Connecting all those people together. The matchmaking, I didn't really have any problems. Granted, I only played a few matches, so
mm.
I don't know. Did you
There
play
were
more of the
some
PvP?
issues.
What kind of
Um,
issues were you running into?
well, it wasn't just PvP; it was in campaign as well. There were matchmaking issues, plenty on the first day. But they fixed them up after a few hours for the most part. But yeah, there are issues, especially with the PvP, which I'll get to more in a little bit because that is a very big point of contention in the community at the moment. But Yeah, the PvP is I would jump in. There were games that I wouldn't find enough people and it'd be like 2 versus 3. And then other games where I would have a 4v4 game, but one team would beat the snot out of the other one and 3 people would leave and it wouldn't find any other people to replace them. So it was 4 versus 1 and at that point, what's even the point of playing still? It's a survival mode.
You see,
Obviously the team with 4 will win.
you see, they need to take a page out of 343's book and add some AI placeholders for when somebody quits.
Well, that's the thing. It's there in campaign. It's not
Yeah,
there in verses. Like,
that's
why?
true. I didn't think of that. Yeah, that's very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
Um,
so that makes no sense at all, but
I
whatever.
did find that the PvP was very unbalanced in the sense that like I could be as good as the best person at the game, but if the rest of my team is like really bad, then we have no chance. Like
Well,
I
that's kind of been the thing. The point with this game and for Left 4 Dead is to work as a team. If there is a weak link on your team in that versus mode back in Left 4 Dead, yeah, they would be taken out. When you're down a member, your team's fucked pretty
yeah
much.
yeah, and they definitely need to maybe look into adding bots as an option for if somebody backs out until they can fill that spot.
Hmm.
But yeah, I completely agree. It definitely feels like, if there is a weak link in your team and the other team is working as a complete unit, you really don't stand a chance. Whereas like
While we're talking about bots, real quick, sorry for interrupting you,
go ahead.
but the bots in this beta were fucking awful. They
You
are
see,
terrible.
I only played when it was like four of us playing.
Hmm.
Like
So here, let me tell you real quick. The bots. Okay, so I played. There were a couple of games where I went in solo, and people would drop out, or there wouldn't be enough. The bots stand there, and I was watching Evangelo on the last act or the last mission, the one where you have to load up the howitzer. I was loading it, and he was just he was just standing there with 5 zombies around him, just hitting him, and he was staring at them. I've seen footage of 2 bots just running around in a circle around each other endlessly,
all
not
right.
helping or doing anything. They're awful. Like that is a huge issue that needs to be taken care of for solo players because there wasn't solo play in this beta because they're focusing on the matchmaking and getting everything fixed. But
Yeah.
once we get access to the solo play, that has to be fixed because that will just ruin the experience for anyone that likes playing solo.
Yeah, exactly. And especially if you consider like you have to imagine there will probably be an achievement or a few achievements associated with beating the campaign solo, right? I'd
Nah,
imagine there are. No? You don't think so?
no. That's just a choice to play. The main focus of this game is teamwork and playing with other people. The solo play is just there on the side because people enjoy playing solo. Even though there is no offline mode, this game is always connected to the internet. So to play by yourself, you still have to be connected to
Oh,
the
okay.
internet.
I didn't know that. I thought that there would be offline mode.
No.
But either way, dumb AI in games is the most frustrating thing. Like
Hmm.
I like back playing Halo 1 back in the day, right? Playing single
Hmm.
player, you get the warthog. You don't want to be the person driving the warthog. You want to be the person in the turret. And I remember that AI just like
The AI is so awful
driving
at
me in
driving.
circles and like
Hmm.
or when they're in the turret, they're just like shooting at nothing. It
Hmm.
was just so
Halo 5 had
infuriating.
awful AI as well. And
I
that
don't even
was
want to
another
talk
game
about it. I don't
that
even
was
want to
another
talk
game
about it.
that you had to have a team of 4, and yeah, when those teammates are dumb, like, that puts you at a significant disadvantage. So, yeah,
Yeah, so
no, games
I
like
only
this
played
have to focus on their AI.
through Halo 5 twice, I think, the campaign. But from what I remember, the second time I played it was solo. And what I remember is that you could direct them to go certain places, right? Like you could ping
Mhm,
something for them to go to, and they would do that, but then they would just divert and do their own thing eventually and then
yeah,
just
no,
die. And yeah, frustrating for sure.
they were just bad. But, yeah, back on Back for Blood, other improvements from the alpha, the game is a lot brighter. It's a lot easier to see things better. Not like it's too bright in dark sections. You can still
Hold
tell
on.
it's nighttime and everything, but
I
visibility is much better.
I do want to say so when I first launched it on PC, you guys were talking about how bright it was, about how much it was how it was brighter than the beta. I couldn't tell. I thought it looked fine on PC, but when I switched to my Series X, I could tell that the game was, like, way too bright. Like, the difference from PC to Series X was, like, very drastic, and I couldn't find any
Mm.
brightness settings in the settings.
Oh yeah,
'Cause,
there
like
was.
'cause I was thinking, like, maybe my brightness is all the way up or something, but I don't think it was because I had never played, that beta on my Xbox.
Nah, when you first start the game, it starts out. It's a 1 to 10 slider. It starts out at 5. I always turn up my brightness a little bit, so I turned it up to 7. As soon as I got into a game, though, I was like, "Oh no, turn it back down to 5," because yeah, it was very bright.
But, yeah, I think the default on Xbox was definitely brighter than the PC one, because I was playing on the same monitor and everything. Like, my
I
Xbox
didn't
is
notice a
connected.
difference when I jumped over.
Oh, I definitely did. It was very noticeable to me.
Yeah. But yeah, now I think it's time to focus more on the PvP mode because, like I said earlier, that is a big point of contention. So in Left 4 Dead, their PvP mode was called just Versus, and what you did was you pretty much just played through campaigns, but one you had a team of four that were the special infected against a team of four that were survivors. You run through, you switch off every time the team reaches the safe room or they all die, and the point of the game is to get further than the other team. Really simple concept, lots of fun. That was the main reason why a lot of people came back to that game. It's so much fun playing as the infected in that game. In Back for Blood, their PvP mode is called Swarm, and it's just versus survival. So you're in an
It's
arena,
it's more or
and
less like PvP, right? Like Team
it's just
Slayer in a way.
well, it's just PvP survival. That
Yeah.
you're fighting to survive as long as you can. You're not moving forward or anything. You're just in an area. But they also the swarm part are these insects that make this circle that comes in. It's like a battle royale circle. Like after time, it's going to keep coming in and pushing you closer and closer. But the arena is so small that after 3 minutes, you're in already the smallest area where you're expected to die.
Yeah.
And yeah, Swarm is fine. I wrote about this in my impressions piece on Game Program. Like, Swarm is okay. This would be a fine secondary PvP mode, but this is not the mode that this game needs. It needs a campaign versus mode. And the developers keep coming out and saying, no, we're not doing a campaign PvP because our mutations are not fit for that. But like they're not even that fit for the survival one. Like it
Yeah. The
they're
like
like you were saying, they're a little out of balance. They're not as fun to play as the original. In fact, there's more of them to play as, but they're just not as fun as those originals.
and, like,
Um,
even if
yeah.
they're not made for it, like, why not just put it's not like you don't have to make it like a ranked thing or something, like, people aren't gonna be mad
Mhm,
about it. It's still gonna be fun, oh, like, even if it is that the infected are, like, way too powerful, in a campaign setting, right? If somebody's controlling
mhm.
the AI or, like, the swarm, um, is that what they're called? Swarm? The zombies? What are they called in this?
No, the the overall group of zombies is called the Ridden.
The Ridden.
The special Ridden are called mutations.
Okay. Well, either way, like even if like the Ridden are way too powerful for the players, it'd still be like, yo, you remember that time we made it to the second level? Like those guys were so bad. We made it to the second safe house.
Mhm.
Those guys were terrible. Like it's. I feel like in a game like this, it's not so much about balance as it is just like making it a fun experience.
Yeah.
But
No,
it,
that's
but like
100%.
I don't see or like maybe to even it out, right? You make it so that all the people that are playing the humans get to like kit out weapons to go in with, like make it like so that they have like 4-star weapons going in. I feel like that'd
Mhm.
be a good way to even it out more. Rather than expecting them to collect the coins and upgrade their weapons as they go. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just spitballing ideas here.
Yeah. Well, my thing is like you don't even have to put so much work into it. You don't have to make new levels. You're already using the ones you already have in the game. You just have to set up new spawn points for them. And yeah, no, you just carry over what you started in Swarm and put it in there. I think sooner or later they're gonna include a campaign PvP mode because the outcry has been that much and people are just gonna keep playing or gonna keep asking for it. And eventually they'll stop playing if they don't get it. Because like I
Yeah.
said, that was a big reason people came back to Left 4 Dead. Yeah, the campaigns are great and someone like me, I'll play through them multiple times over and over again, but there are the people that want a competition, and if they don't, Swarm just isn't that. It's fine. It's an okay side mode, but it's not your main PvP mode. It's not the mode that this game needs.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Like, I'm very much the type of person where I'll play through each one of the campaigns like, 4 or 5 times. And
Mhm,
like if they don't, because I feel like the campaign is where this game is gonna like make its money, right? That's what people are here to play. So if they
mhm,
were to add that PvP aspect into the campaign or a side campaign in a way, um, I feel like that would be able to make the experience different enough each time, even though there's already, they switch locations of things from time to time. There's different what are those closets that you unlock called? I forget. Is it just a closet?
closet. Oh, the, like, side rooms that you need the toolkit for?
Yeah, yeah, whatever those are.
Uh, Stashes,
Yeah,
probably,
yeah,
something
like
like that.
yeah, those change location from time to time. Enemies, I'm sure, change from time to time
Yeah.
throughout the campaign. But I feel like having that PvP aspect of like it's gonna be a completely different experience every time you go in because you don't know, what type of ridden they're selecting. You don't know which way they're gonna come from. Because like I don't know, it can get kind of samey the way the game sits now, even though they change stuff every time. You know what I mean? You're always gonna know like, all right, is that closet we need the toolkit for going to be in one of these 4 locations? You know what I mean? You're going to learn the
Mhm.
pattern of where they go every time, or of the possible locations of that stuff. So yeah, I don't know.
Gotcha.
Either
Yeah.
way, I'm excited for the game. It was a ton of
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, no, the campaign's awesome. It's just what you want after Left 4 Dead. The campaign is perfect. It's we got 4 extra missions from the alpha, so we had 8 total levels that we played through. I think that's all of Act 1 that we played through. I don't know how many acts there's gonna be. They haven't talked about it. But yeah, 8 missions took a little over an hour for us on our first run through. I didn't really time myself on the other ones. But yeah, that's about what a Left 4 Dead one is. It has the same flow and everything. There were definitely pieces of that where I was like, "Oh man, this really feels like a reference to Left 4 Dead." The whole church thing was like that was screaming in my face, Left 4 Dead. Um, but yeah, Back for Blood is awesome. There is an open beta happening this weekend, so if you are interested and you didn't give the early access a try, you're gonna have another chance, and this will be your last chance to play it before it releases in October 12th to be precise.
Yeah, 2 months from tomorrow. So, well,
Yeah,
tomorrow being the day before the podcast comes out. But either way, you know what I mean. In 2
yeah,
months. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for that game to finally launch. Especially it coming to Game Pass, like come on. That's crazy, man.
yeah. It's
Crazy,
awesome.
crazy. And
Yeah,
it's too bad that leaked right before E3 too, because that would have been a great announcement to hear then.
no.
Moving on, the speaking of Xbox, the Gamescom showcase is being held August 24th. John, I'm gonna say it right now. You ready?
Hmm.
We get a Halo Infinite release date on that day.
Yeah.
There's I
Oh,
it's gonna
you're
blow my
really going
mind.
out.
It is
Is
gonna
it?
it is gonna blow my mind if they don't announce it on this day.
Yeah, no, that 100%. I still can't believe they didn't announce it at E3. But yeah, no, this has to be their last chance to get a release date for this year. I
Yeah.
and like I said last week, I'm going to be completely blown away if any part of this gets delayed into next
I
year. Um
I'm still thinking that multiplayer comes out this year and campaign comes out sometime next year, like early next year. But yeah, I agree. I think that either they give us a release date for this year on the 24th or they tell us that it's delayed until sometime next year. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any way they get through this Gamescom event and not say anything about it. One
no,
way or
yeah,
the other.
100%. I also think we're going to finally hear about this battle royale because there are a lot of things coming out about it now. There's leaks
Yeah.
and insiders saying that it's coming. It This is one of those things where I'm like, okay, now I'm really starting to believe that there is a battle royale. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I'd have to
I
see
mean,
it, but
I'm
yeah,
like I said last week, I think it was, but I'm fine with them adding a battle royale as long as I can't tell that like they took away from any of the other PvP. to make it. You know what I mean? If that
Mhm.
makes any sense. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like as long as like battle royale isn't like the main featured thing in Halo, then I'm gonna be fine with it. I think Halo
Mhm.
lends itself pretty well to a battle royale though. Like if you think about it, they have like all the different range of weapons. All those vehicles would be pretty sweet. Like, could you imagine somebody in a BR rolling around in a fucking wraith? That's gonna be
Mhm.
wild.
Yeah. I also think that there's a chance that we finally see something new on Hellblade 2. At least I hope so. That might be something that they hold off for next E3.
I
We
think so.
It's been a very long time since we've
Or
seen anything on
or the
that
Game
outside
Awards.
of the developers like just showing off like new tech that they're using, which is very cool stuff. But I want to see gameplay. I want to see what is this story about because the last one was so focused on its story. Also, a quick shout out: the first one just got a Series X upgrade, so if you
It
want to run
did.
back in and try that. But yeah, other than that, Hellblade really needs to be seen. I'm sure we'll see something on Forza Horizon 5
Forza.
because
When
that's
you when
coming out
you
this
you and
holiday.
Connor thought I was eating crazy beans or something
It
because
still
crazy
doesn't make
beans are a
sense.
thing. When I said that I thought Forza Horizon 5 was going to get announced at E3, what's even
Yeah.
more wild is that it was announced at E3 and it's coming out this fall. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
crazy in itself.
And we heard
Um,
nothing about Forza Motorsport, which I'm fine with. I don't like the motorsport
I
games.
I think they realize that, and that's why Horizon's coming out. I think they realize the vast majority of people, are not that into the simulation racing games. Like I'm sure a lot of
Mhm.
people love it, but John wouldn't have played Forza. I mean, you would have played it for an hour to check it out on Game
No.
Pass. On Game
Well,
Pass?
not even that. No,
Oh,
I
come
don't
on.
like the
You would have.
motorsport games.
I know you
No.
don't, but you would have checked it out.
Nah.
Come on, man. Where's the love?
No, if I know it's boring. I don't want it. Um Horizon I'll play for a couple hours, but even that, like, I like Horizon better than I like Motorsport, but it's not something that catches me. I like more arcadey racers. I don't like the simulation racers. But that's just me. I also hope to see something on Redfall because that's supposed to come out sometime next year. Did they say summer, or did they? I
I
think they
don't
just said the
know.
year. But Redfall,
I'd imagine it's going to
I
be like a fall game of next year.
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like they have so much that could be their big holiday release title. You got Hellblade, Fable, Perfect Dark. Of course, we don't know when any of these are coming out. But Redfall doesn't feel like that holiday release to me. This feels like an earlier release, summer, spring kind
Yeah,
of thing.
so all they've said is 2020. Oh, they said summer 2022.
They
So
did
yeah.
say summer. All right.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I would hope I would hope to see gameplay
I could see
because
this
we
getting
did see
pushed.
gameplay.
I could see this getting pushed back to a fall game of next year, but yeah. I mean, it basically looks like Vampire Left 4
Oh, the
Dead,
fall
right?
next year, Starfield. Yeah,
Yes, yeah, Starfield. And the next
yeah.
Plague Tale game comes out next year.
Well, that's not Xbox Studios, but we might see something on that because they did say that some third party studios will show. So, hey, give me more
Possible.
Plague Tale. Yeah. Um, yeah, but other than that, I can't really think of anything I would think that they would actually show. I mean, Halo, Forza, I would hope Hellblade, Redfall. What else do we got? I mean,
Maybe
they could tell us what Contraband really is. That that reveal trailer that they had at E3 was awful. Like it didn't show us anything. All it said was it was an open world multiplayer game, and it's like cool, but what is it?
I just
Um,
I find it hard to believe that they would show anything on like Perfect Dark or Fable, just because I feel like because of COVID, game like these devs nowadays are like afraid to show anything
oh
until like they know, you know what I mean?
no,
Until like they
those two are games that they're saving until E3. I'm
oh
not.
for sure.
I'll be shocked if we see them at this. Possibly Game Awards, but even then, I'm like, maybe.
What about where's Cuphead been? Didn't they announce DLC? Did that ever come out?
Yeah, no, it didn't. And actually here, give me a second to look it up because there was news on it a while ago. I want
Or
to say
didn't they say they like put it on the back burner because of the Netflix show or something? Or am I
um
just making that up in my head?
the last we heard about it was all they've said that it was delayed to 2021, which we knew because that news came out at the end of November. So yeah, we could see that at the game
I
show
I
at
think
the
that fit in
games
pretty
something.
perfectly.
That would be, and I would be so happy to play more Cuphead, especially after playing Death's Door, which obviously very different games
Yeah,
and everything,
I
but
was
like
gonna say
the
that's like a
style of
drastically
going
different game.
the style of going after bosses, you die and you keep coming back, you learn and learn and just keep playing
Yeah.
at it. It's very similar in that regard. So after Death's Door, which I thought was good, but Cuphead is a game that I love, and I would be so happy to just get back into that world.
I never beat Cuphead. I didn't get too far into it. I just love the art style. Like I bought it. I bought the vinyl. Like a vinyl came out.
Hmm.
Well, I think GameStop had like a Black Friday thing where if you bought the game, you got a free vinyl with it.
Gotcha.
Um, and I don't know. I love the art style, so I'll probably buy the DLC just to support the devs because like what they did with that game is really really awesome.
Yeah, no, that it'll be a game I probably buy both on, or the DLC. I'll probably buy both on my Switch and my Xbox to support the devs, and also just the gameplay's so damn good on both consoles. Well, actually, I
Yeah,
haven't played Cuphead on a Series X, so it probably plays even better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's move on, John.
All right.
You posted in here a Nerf Legends trailer. It's only a
All
minute
right.
long. Um,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what this is. All right, I'm getting very Fortnite vibes from it immediately. But first person, oh my god, John, this game looks bad.
No, it's really good. It's Nerf. You wanted a first person shooter with Nerf guns that
Okay,
don't shoot out darts. You wanted the energy blast.
you see, it says these guns are modeled after real Nerf guns, but like they
Yep.
look like exaggerated Nerf guns. You know what I mean?
Nerf guns are already exaggerated.
Yeah,
That's
but
the
I
point.
mean, yeah, but like these are even more so. Okay, the reason I wanted to talk about this because here's my pitch for a Nerf game, John. You ready?
All right, let me hear it.
Not whatever the fuck this is. I don't know. This is trying to be like some sort of like weird hero shooter Fortnite thing. I don't know. I
Probably, yeah.
think I think they should just make like a Nerf gun VR simulator where like you could you know what I mean? Oculus Quest, you just pick up a Nerf gun like a real life one, you can just shoot it and it's realistic. Real
Hmm.
physics and everything. I think that'd be pretty cool. As somebody who doesn't want to have fucking like, a stockpile of Nerf guns like in a bin in my closet, I think that'd be a pretty cool idea. That's a cool alternate. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just what I'm thinking, man. I don't think anybody wants a fucking Nerf video game, but you know what?
No.
All these dumb little kids' parents, they're gonna buy it for them for Christmas because they're gonna be like, "Oh, little Tommy loves Nerf. He's got
Yeah.
a
Well,
fucking Switch."
that's obviously what they're going for with this is the kid crowd. Like they specifically come out and say that, hey, this is a more family friendly game besides Halo and Call of Duty. This is a first person shooter that your kids can get into. Uh, something that's not Fortnite. Like it's
Here's the thing though. You said it doesn't even shoot darts; it shoots plasma or something.
yeah,
What is
yeah,
up with that? Make it shoot darts.
yeah.
That's your whole
No,
thing.
it should shoot darts. There was a Quake style Nerf game way back in the day, I want to say, that did shoot darts and everything. Um, I don't think it was very good. I think it ran horribly. I never played it, but it something like that I think would be a really cool callback. But of course, whoever is making this, they're chasing after more modern trends. They're not trying to do anything different. They're just trying to give a um, sorry, my dog is trying to play with me. Um, they're going for modern trends. They're not trying to do anything different. They're my dog. It- yeah, this game isn't gonna be anything special. It's just trying to get kids to play. That's it.
You know what I'm excited for? The next game they're gonna make, and it's gonna be a Super Soaker Legends trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Enough Nerf talk for one lifetime.
Hmm.
Quick news, John. You go through these because
It's
you put
quick
them all on here.
news. Call of Duty Vanguard, which is reportedly the Call of Duty game coming out this year, is going to be shown off on August 19th. I'm not sure if this is confirmed or if it's leaked, but apparently today there was some behind doors stuff shown off, and apparently there's a bunch of leaks coming out for it. I haven't looked up
Um,
any of them because
yo,
I just don't care.
I want to give them credit for this because I think this is the furthest we've gone into like the life cycle of Call of Duty without knowing what the game is ahead of time.
Oh, 100%. We usually know in May.
And that's what I'm
That
saying. It's
I
great.
don't. I wouldn't
Like,
give them credit. It's just pandemic stuff pushed them back.
well, I mean that, but also like I don't know. Normally this stuff gets leaked like way in advance. Like you see like fucking who was it? James Harden was wearing a Black Ops 4 hat before a game
Oh,
one
there's been
time.
plenty of leaks already.
But yeah, Call of Duty's gonna Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
John,
it'll come out.
fix your green screen or your camera or something.
I've got a lot of stuff to fix right now. Okay, hold on.
The next bit of news that John put on here is that Idris Elba is voicing Knuckles in the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. First of all, I think the way that he announced that was really fucking cool. And he just
Yeah,
posted
it
that
was
tweet.
just a Twitter picture of Knuckles' fists and everything. I love this casting. I absolutely love it. I think
It'd be funny
he
if he wasn't even voicing Knuckles. He's just like trolling everybody.
I think he would be perfect as Knuckles. So I'm so excited. We found out that Knuckles was in this a long time ago by some leaked set pictures with the character statues that they use as stand-ins because to give actors something to look at. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm very excited. I can't wait. I hope with this coming out that him actually like coming out and saying this, I hope we're getting close to a trailer. Because the movie's coming out sometime next year. I would
I
hope
mean,
within the next couple months we get a trailer.
yeah, I imagine we're gonna get a trailer, you know, sometime this fall. Just because, like, they wouldn't announce that he's voicing Knuckles if they weren't like prepping for something else to come that you might find out
Right.
about it.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing. Yeah, no, we'll have to see how Jim Carrey looks in this game, or not this game, this movie, as Dr. Robotnik
This
slash
game movie.
Eggman. I wonder because at the end of the first Sonic movie, he really made the transformation to the Eggman that we all know. So it will be interesting to see how much more he's gone down that route. Yeah, super excited for this. They haven't announced who the voice of Tails is yet, but it's probably the same person that did his voice in the first movie. I don't know who that is. It's probably a woman doing it because Tails is a little kid. Yeah, no, I'm super excited for this movie. I can't wait to see a trailer for it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Diablo, John.
Yep, Diablo. The Diablo 2 beta starts this weekend for pre-orders. So if you pre-ordered it's just like the Back for Blood thing. Pre-orders get early access to it. And then next week is an open beta. I'll get in on that because I want to see how this game performs and everything. Yeah, not much more to say on that. If you're looking forward to Diablo 2 Immortal or not Immortal, Diablo 2, what do they call it? Refire something. Diablo
Mm,
2 Resurrected. That's it.
Resurrected. There you go. Yeah, I'm
Yep.
excited to try this out as well because like I love Diablo 3. I played a lot of it with my buddies, but I never played Diablo 2 because that was a game that was kind of like before my time. You know what I mean?
Same.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, it was out when I was a kid, but like I was a dumb little kid. You know, I wasn't trying to fucking game on PCs or anything.
I
My
didn't
older
have a PC until I was in high school, so yeah, I had no chance to play this.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the same situation. Like we had the family computer, but I wasn't playing on that. My older brother would play a lot of it, but it was kind of something that was just like over my head at the time. Like I
Hmm.
said, I was just a dumb little kid playing
Yeah,
fucking
as a kid, I
Pajama
wouldn't like
Sam.
Diablo.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited to try it out. I know
Yeah.
that like Diablo fans like this is their game. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
Diablo 2 is the one that they all love the most, I think. But
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. I love Diablo 3. I put so many hours into it. I did multiple runs and everything. Diablo 2 never really looked at or anything. Just like you, I just wasn't. This wasn't the kind of game I would play as a kid.
yep.
Even if I had the chance. Yeah, next up, Apex Legends won't have cross progression at least until 2022. Someone came out and was like, "This is a gnarly issue." So got that going for you. Um,
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't play Apex Legends, but I'm all for cross progression and everything. Like,
we need
ever
cross progression and everything.
ever since Destiny added it to Destiny 2, like that's been a huge game changer. Um, like, yeah, I get that they have like cross play, which is like a step in the right direction, but I
Hmm.
have I'm in the mindset that every game needs cross play and cross progression.
Yeah.
Because like with Destiny, it's been great to where like I can take my character over to the PS5 and play with like Chad and you know all those guys over on PS5 when they want to raid or something. But
Hmm.
yeah, I don't know. I just it's like I want to try Apex on the PC, but I don't want to get super invested because I've already unlocked a bunch of shit on my Xbox guy, and I just don't want to be unlocking all the same stuff on both.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. That I keep saying it. We need cross progression in everything. Crossplay is cool, and I enjoy it, and I'm very happy that it's become the norm. Cross progression needs to come to the same point, though. Like this has to be something that you're like, yeah, we have crossplay, we have cross progression, it works seamlessly. Don't worry about it. Like that's just something that they have to get to. All right. Finally, the Steam Deck will not get a performance boost when you dock it. So they just came out and they said pretty much we didn't want to make the experience much different between docking and playing in handheld. Fun fact: I didn't know that this had a dock. I thought it was just a handheld thing.
No,
So yeah.
no, hold on. I kind of assumed that the dock wouldn't change anything similar to the Switch. So it's being sold as a handheld only. The dock is a separate purchase you can make from Steam.
Okay.
Um, but it's they haven't taken pre-orders on it yet because I think that the design is not finalized completely. But
Gotcha.
the fact that this thing is basically a PC, I imagine there's going to be a lot of third-party docks out there that are not as expensive as whatever Valve is going to sell, especially because it's just a USB C out for this console.
Yeah.
Or well, it's not really
Um.
this handheld compute. I don't even know what you refer to this as, but a lot of like media outlets have gotten hands on with it in the past like week or so, and everybody seems very positive on it. The only
Cool.
downside I can see is that I feel like it's not like the Switch in the sense that people aren't developing games for this platform. So I think that 2 3 years down the line, this Steam Deck could kind of grow old and only be able to play games on low settings or something like that. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I really think that this will end up being more for indie games. Kind of like how the Switch is, besides the Nintendo titles. Um, the fact that
But
you just have the entire Steam library there at your hand at your fingertips, though, is cool. I'm not buying it because, well, one, that's a lot of money, and also, I think I have like 12 games in my Steam library,
well,
if that.
here's the thing: is you can download Game Pass titles on there as well,
Yeah, there's that.
and you have
That's cool.
hundreds of those.
I mean, yeah, but with XCloud, I don't need that.
I mean, if you want no latency, you do.
I only play it like right next to my router anyway when I'm like watching a Cardinals game, so I don't really care about that. No, I'm not playing. If I want to play a game portably, I'm playing on my Switch. And okay, yeah, the Steam Deck is probably going to be more powerful and have it's gonna okay, it just will have so many more games. But like, I have my Nintendo library for that. Yeah, I would like to see a Nintendo Switch upgrade and everything, but like my Switch is still fine. Like even this week, I got back into Mario Golf and everything. Like I don't need the Steam library to play portably.
Yeah,
That's just me
no,
personally.
no, and that's kind of what I'm saying is that like developers that are making a game for the Switch, if you're buying a game on Switch, it's going to work well on the Switch, right? Whereas developers making games for PC, oh yeah, I know you're saying more or less, but yeah, like you can assume that it's going to work on your Switch. But
Hmm.
game devs making games for PC, like they're making it for the PC. You're just also being able to download it on this lesser than PC. You know what I mean? So like I feel like the
I think the
experience
aim
won't
of
be.
this is to be like a portable PC, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it only outputs at
That's why it's
720p
so
and stuff.
heavy.
Yeah,
It's like the weight of two switches together.
yeah. But like I'm
Yeah.
saying, like like game devs probably aren't going to be fully thinking about this device, at least not at the
No.
beginning. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that pretty quickly we could see it not being up to par with what you want to play portably.
Yeah. Yep. That's all I got to
All
say on
right,
that one.
John, tell me about your adventures with Horizon Zero Dawn this past week.
Oh man, I have been playing so much Horizon Zero Dawn. So last week I talked about that I had kind of started. I was about 5 hours in, and then the other day I played like 9 straight hours and played until 5:30 in the morning. It was one of those things where I was like, okay, I'm gonna hop on at 9, and I was like, okay, I'm enjoying Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm just gonna play a couple hours and then I'll get off. And then the time went by so fast. I looked at the clock and it was 3 in the morning, and I was like, oh wow, that went really quick. Okay. Well, there's just a couple things for me to do here. And then that turned into more things to do. Oh, hey, there's another thing for me to do. And then it was 5:30 in the morning. And I was like, if I don't stop now, I just won't stop. So I forced myself to get off. Yeah, this game is brilliant. I love it. There's a couple issues with traversal that I kind of got into in the last week's show where I was like, if I could climb anywhere, this game would be so much better. I don't like looking around for footholds in open world games. So for that reason, I would put it under Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but man, it hits those same itches for me with those giant open world games. There's a lot to do, and all of it is really fun to do. The combat is fun. I love hunting down robotic dinosaurs. Like that is just so freaking cool. Yeah, I'm having a ton of fun with it. I hope to have it beat within the next week or two because I have to focus on other things, other games coming out. So I'm gonna put even a lot more time into it over the weekend. I think so.
Yeah,
Very enjoy this game.
I only played, I want to say like 5 to 8 hours of it. So I was
Hmm.
like very much in the beginning. Like, I finished the whole trial thing at the beginning. I mean, like minor spoilers if you've never played it, I guess. But the game's been out for 4 years now. Um, the trial thing you have to do, and then I got kind of past that. I can't. It's been a while since I played, so I can't really remember.
Did
But
you get to the gate to the new like area?
I remember some freaky like spiritual shit happening in a cave or something
Okay.
where like you got your I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way,
It's
I one thing I took away from it is I remember like the sounds coming from the controller being really cool.
yeah. Um I guess. Yeah, I don't really care about that with it comes out
Uh,
of the dual sense as well.
yeah,
And like
I
those
mean
kind
like
of things I'm like,
it's not something I really
whatever.
care about, but I remember in that game I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. But I could
Yeah,
see
it happens.
if you're playing a game for 50 hours, it could get annoying. Like in
It
ML,
happens every single time you bring up your focus, which is pretty
yeah,
much your Batman, Hitman vision kind of
yeah.
stuff.
Well,
So
that's the thing I remember getting in a cave. That focus thing.
yeah, that's at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, every time you bring it up, it goes. So you're going to be pressing it quite a lot because that's how you collect collectibles. That's how you investigate the area. That's how you see other dinosaurs, robots, and stuff that are like around you. You can like investigate them and find their weak points, find out what they're weak against, what they're strong against. It's really cool and it's really deep, but yeah, that noise gets annoying. Yeah, it's so much fun. I unlocked more override things, so after a while you can like sneak up on robots and override them to make them friendly for a little bit. And my one of the last things I did was I got the override for it's called a Thunderjaw, which is pretty much a Tyrannosaurus Rex. And I snuck up on one and I overrid it. And man, that thing just was demolishing everything around me. It was so awesome because of course, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's got an attack with its tail. It's like slams the ground. It's also got machine guns on its jaws that will just fire out and everything. It's so cool, man. I really love this game. Uh, it would be under Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Breath of the Wild for me with games that I compare it to, but man, it's still so good.
Yeah, part of me is pretty excited that, or pretty glad that the second one got delayed, just so I have more time to play this one, because I
Yeah.
definitely want to play it before the second one comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Oh,
maybe
and
I'll try and get back
real
into
quick
it.
shout out to the main character Aloy, who's voiced by Ashley Birch, who I just absolutely love. She's amazing. But Aloy is a great character. She's brilliant. She really drives this game forward. She's not like I don't know. She's very out front with people. Like she's been raised an outcast. People never talk to her. They uh would just emotionally abuse her and everything. And she like tells it how it is. It's so great and kind of refreshing to see from like a female led uh character.
Have you seen Mythic Quest, the TV show?
No,
Oh,
I don't have Apple TV.
Ashley Birch is in the show,
Hmm.
which is pretty
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, the only game I really want to talk about that's really any different is Flight Simulator.
Hmm.
It's fun, man. They optimize it really well for the Series X, I think. Like, granted, it's not going to be as good as, on my PC, but it's still like, I think most of the time it's around 60 FPS on the Series X, which is
Hmm.
impressive in its own. Because when the game first came out on PC, like, I have a really nice computer and it would struggle with that game pretty hard. So they optimize it really well. I haven't tried it on PC since it came out, but I was reading online that people were saying that they like did a better job optimizing the PC version at the same time it came out on Series X. So it probably runs even better on PC now than it did.
Hmm.
But yeah, I've just been enjoying like learning about planes, like going into the cockpit view and learning how to turn on autopilot on a plane. Like it's just been cool. I don't know. Like setting the altitude on the altimeter, like stuff like that. Like I don't know. Like I've taken many flights from Green Bay, Wisconsin to Indianapolis for achievements just because that's like
Hmm.
exactly 300 nautical miles and like there's achievements for flying 300 miles in certain planes. Um yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes when I'm working here, I'll be remote playing onto my iPad, like streaming my Xbox to my iPad, and I'll just let a flight go for like 5 hours, and it'll just be there like a screensaver almost on my iPad, just like look around and stuff. It's just a cool game to like
Hmm.
chill and hang out with people on. Like last weekend, me and Loops just sat there for like 3 hours flying. You were with us. You were playing with us.
Yeah.
It was just a chill time, and like none of us were like really flying together either. It was
No,
just
just
chilling,
going
flying
wherever.
around. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really good. Shout out to Asobo Studios for making it run so good. They're the same team that make A Plague Tale. And I mean, they showed with that game how good they are at making games look good. The game's gorgeous. It's not really something I get a lot of enjoyment out of. I don't really care about the same stuff that you do when it comes to this, and it's not really something I see myself having installed on my Xbox much longer.
I mean, it's a large
Um,
game, so
it's
I
very
definitely
large.
understand. It, like if you're not into it, then
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
doesn't make sense to keep it.
Th- it this is one of those games as opposed to Forza Motorsport where I'm like, okay, I have no interest in that. This game is one that was like, okay, I want to fly around, I want to check out the world and see how well they did with this. And yeah, they did great. The controls mostly are understandable with all the assists on for an Xbox controller. Yeah, I enjoyed somewhat flying around and like seeing my hometown, even though it looked awful
Well, like
because they just why
here's
they
the
wouldn't
thing.
focus on stuff like that.
Yeah, like most areas look good when you're higher up. Like you could tell like, oh, like there's my high school, there's my middle school, like that's where I live. But when you go
Hmm.
close, like it's just like like AI generated buildings
Hmm.
that like look nothing like your house or your high school,
Yeah.
but they're just kind of like the same shape. So when you get close, you
Hmm.
can tell like, oh, like this clearly isn't like modeled correctly. It's just
Yeah.
like procedurally generated as like a
Hmm.
placeholder, just so that when you're up high, you could tell like, oh, there's that building I know.
Hmm. Yeah. So that is stuff that I would enjoy getting enjoyment out of, like flying over and like actually seeing my hometown and seeing other areas I've been to. But that's just something you have to go to Google Earth for, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
to be fair, also it's like it's a flight simulator. I'm sure they weren't really
yeah,
thinking like okay,
I
yeah, let's
I
land
get
this
that.
plane
I
in
understand that, Joel. I'm
Davenport,
saying
Iowa.
that's just something I would like. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
Chill out.
man, would you
Um,
love Google Maps and VR? Google Earth VR.
cool.
You should check it out.
Yeah,
It's cool.
Yeah, it's cool, and like you said, it's kind of cool to have it just auto fly on in the background. But I'm not gonna have a game that's like 120 gigs on my console for a screensaver. So, but yeah, no, it's really good. If you are into a game like this, it's perfect. It's definitely the best flight simulator out there, I believe. Right? Like, there's nothing that really comes
I
close, is
I
it?
I mean, I think there's another company that makes a flight sim, but it's like strictly a PC thing,
Mm,
which I mean they all have been up until now, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
yeah,
It's Microsoft, so I mean they're always probably going to be on top when it comes to this, type of game.
yeah, for sure. All right,
What else have you
and
been playing? You posted a video on Twitter, John.
I've posted quite a few videos. I've been playing Mario Golf Super Rush lately. So they had an update where they added in Toadette as a playable character, which is stupid. Toad and Toadette should never be extra content. Like, those are the most basic form of characters in a Mario game. Okay, I'm gonna get off this rant because I could go for a while, but they also added in New Donk City as a playable course in Mario Golf, and it is literally just the map from Mario Odyssey made into a golf course, and it's amazing. It's what this game should have had at the beginning. So before, all they've had, I've written up about this, that Mario sports games are losing their charm on Switch because they're going for a more like realistic kind of thing. Like, the courses are more realistic. It's There's only like one course in Mario Golf before this that you like, oh yeah, that's in a Mario world. It's the Bowser one. The other one is like, there's it's just a plain green golf course. There's a desert one, and then there's a forest one, and like has nothing noticeable about them. But this one is perfect. So every single hole here is a par three, and you go up different elevations. So you start out on the street, and then you start working your way up across like rooftops and everything, and you have to hit the other skyscrapers. It's so good, man. They got all of the people just sitting around cheering you on. There's like areas that you have to like bank your ball off the buildings to get to the hole. It's so cool, and like I said, it's just what this game needed, because it feels like a Mario golf course. It isn't just a normal golf course.
It sounds like they kind of made it almost like a mixture between golf and mini golf in a way. The fact
Yeah,
that you have to hit the ball off buildings, and I feel
yeah,
like every other video I've seen from this game hasn't kind of reflected that same
yeah.
mentality. And I feel like
Hmm.
that's what I would want from a, arcadey type of golf game.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. This game in the past, it like has hints of arcade styles under it, but the courses just weren't built for that. Well, kind of. There's more focused on like the special shots and everything, but this course is just, man, I love it. I've played it multiple times. I've played it a lot more since any other, and much more than any other Mario Golf course in Super Rush. Yeah, if you fell off the game because it just wasn't that interesting, I definitely would recommend getting back to it. I hope they have more coming out soon because this is just one course that is really good. But yeah, I enjoy it. Oh,
Cool.
I've gotten two hole in ones. I got my first ever one a couple days ago, and then the next day I got one while playing speed golf. So
Congrats.
yeah,
Online or not online?
no, just solo. I don't really play much online. I did play, so they added in a ranked mode as well that has some rewards when you get to a certain tier. And I got up to it because it gave me three different colored Yoshis to choose from. Because in the game, usually you only have green. Now I can
Yeah,
choose between red, blue, and yellow as well.
that's pretty
So I
cool.
did that, but otherwise I play just offline.
Cool. Well, I look forward to hearing if they add any other cool stuff in the future.
Yeah, I'll
But
probably
with
give it a check.
that, I think we're gonna end the podcast. Thanks so much for watching or listening to the show. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Pixel Street, and subscribe to us on YouTube by searching Pixel Street videos over there to find exclusive content from us that you cannot find anywhere else, such as unboxings, let's plays, live streams. You name it. We're doing it over there. John's analysis videos where he breaks down trailers from stuff he's excited for. There's some Back
I'll
for Blood
probably have
ones up
something
there.
after Gamescom.
After Gamescom, yeah, in a few weeks here, I'm sure there's going to be
Mhm.
something. Um, yeah. Other than that, we just beat Halo 3 ODST. You can go check out that video, the full playthrough. It took us under 3 hours, John. I did not
Mhm.
think that it was going to be that quick to beat it on Legendary. I thought it was going to take a bit
Yeah.
longer, but
It's
yeah,
almost like the hub world that they put into that game is unneeded and
you can
was
also
just there
join
for
our
padding.
Discord by following the link in the description of this show and become a part of a growing community of nerds who love Halo 3 ODST. Everybody in there loves it. Don't listen to anything John says. Finally, wherever you are watching or listening to the show, please give us a truthful rating, good or bad. We want to know what you think of the show. We want to make the show as good as possible, so any feedback is good feedback in our minds. Um, yeah, we want to know what you want to see more of in the future. John, where are you at on the internet?
On Twitter, I am at Revex Shadows. You can also find my writing on GamePro.com. I put up my Back for Blood beta impressions. Those went up a couple days ago, and it's a really good read. I put a lot into it. I actually kind of put it's a little bit of a longer read than I was supposed to do because I just had so much to talk about. But yeah, other than that, I'll be focusing on Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies. The season 5 Reloaded it got pushed back one day to Friday, so I'll be focusing on that over the weekend if you are interested in that. And also, we finished up our Doki Doki Literature Club gameplay. The what do you call it? The one before the final penultimate? Is that what it's called?
I honestly
Um,
don't know.
well, the second
Second
to
to
last
last.
episode went up this morning. The finale comes out tomorrow morning. Well, as we're recording this. So if you're watching this on Friday or after, it's up there already. Go check it out. It was so much fun going through this. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks for watching and
Yeah, it
listening.
was a lot of fun. You can find me on the internet at Campo63 on Twitter, twitch.tv/Campo63. Anytime I'm live on the YouTube channel, I'm always live on my own Twitch channel. Yeah, we will be right back here next week for episode 156 of the Pixel Street Podcast.
Bye.